Nice to see your faces. This is good. I'm sure you guys are eager to ask me some questions.
And you live here every day. You go to the grocery store, do all those things. It's different for you maybe than other players. What's this offseason been like? Do people just want to know what's the new coach like? What's it like?
Well, I've been in Florida, so they haven't been asking me too many questions out there. But no, I think the people I do run into, it's all positive. Everyone's excited, just like every offseason, right? There's always excitement going into a season. Obviously, with the changes and all that, there's a ton of excitement. There's excitement for us, right? Like it's always exciting to have that new change and new leadership, and just to try to take advantage of just some fresh blood and fresh culture. And we're excited to be back in the building. I think everyone's here and excited to just kind of be around the guys again. We have such a great locker room. And then when you add in just the coaches' staff and the pieces that they've put in place around the coaches and around the players, it's a really exciting time. Now that's all great, but now we got to go and we got to put the work in, and we still got to do our job. And just because you have change doesn't mean you're going to have success. So we got to put the work in, and we have to understand that still a long ways to go, but definitely exciting.
You're back with a new contract. How did that come to be, and why agree to that deal?
Yeah, kind of a lot of things, reasons why we did it on both sides. But really, I wanted to be here. I wanted to help this team win, and I wanted to make sure that I knew I was going to be here and that there was some security, so I could just go play ball. I always tell my agent, hey, what I always want is just to be able to go play ball and have fun and enjoy being around my teammates, around my coaches. I don't want to have to worry about this or that for this contract, or going to be a free agent, or this or that. So, it accomplished that. It helped the team create some cap space, and then for the future, there's some good things there as well. So, just excited to be here. I'd hate to not be here with all the changes and all the excitement, and I would hate to leave at this point in my career. So, I'm excited to be here, and hopefully, I can retire a Viking.
Did you? I guess, was it stressful for you this offseason? I don't remember any other time we've talked about Adam Thielen not being here, right? But this is kind of the first time that happened.
Yeah, no stress. I'm a believer just to let things play out. I'm gonna go put my best foot forward. I'm gonna do everything I can to just be the best player I can possibly be every single day, and then just kind of let the cards fall. And so there was no stress on my part. Maybe more on my agent, but that's why he's my agent. That's what his job is to go to work and to help me out, and to just let me go focus on the things that I want to focus on. And he's always done a great job. So very appreciative of Team IFA and Blake and all that they do, because I can just go play football, and that's what I love to do.
How does this new offense fit your skill set?
That's a great question. I think I've always, and this might sound a little cocky, but I've always felt that no matter what system I'm in, I'm gonna find a way to master it, or find a way to just it to be a good fit for me. So I think that mindset, I just kind of try to find a way to play my best football, and whatever they ask me to do, I'm gonna try to win and try to help this team win. And so, I'm very excited about the coaching staff and the offensive scheme, seeing it from afar, and now kind of getting into the schematics of things these last couple of days. I think it's going to be great for everybody in the skill position. They're going to find ways to get our playmakers and the guys that can play at a high level. They're going to find ways to get them the ball, and it might look a lot different than what the Rams did last year, because we have different skill players, and I think that's what's so great. They're willing to do what it takes to help this team score points and win games.
With this offense being kind of a similar branch, I guess, of that Kubiak-Shanahan tree that you guys have run in the past, where have you seen differences so far? In the 2 days you've been in it, where have you seen the differences? Where do you expect there will be some going down the road?
Yeah, there's a lot of differences. I think it's formationally, there's a lot of different formations, moving guys around, putting guys in different spots. I think some of the route stuff is more, it's more player friendly, probably, just to be able to kind of just go out there and feel the game, play the game, how it's kind of there's a lot more feel to it rather than got to do this at this point at this time. And not to say that there's a wrong way to do it. It's just different. So excited about that. And again, we haven't really talked about plays much. Just starting the basics right now, formations and just kind of some terminology stuff. But what I've seen from afar, it's definitely an offense that kind of just lets their players do what they do well and go and try to beat the coverage that they're throwing at us and try to make things look difficult to the defense, but easy for the offense.
Adam, how much more is there to learn when the whole coaching staff is new versus just changing coordinators as you've done, the past several years?
Yeah, there's a lot of learning, because the last few years it's been the same system, so there hasn't been a whole lot of learning other than learning how they're going to call plays, which you really didn't find out until week 1, because it was the same offense and same installs and same stuff like that. It was just kind of how the plays were being called were different. This year it's completely different terminology, different formations. So it's a lot of learning, but which is exciting. It keeps it fresh, keeps it exciting, new. And when you have ADD, that's a good thing.
You got an old teammate, a new teammate from college. Tell us about him as an offensive lineman.
Yeah, Chris Reed. I was really excited when I heard the news of him being here. I've followed him since I came into the NFL, and we overlapped a few years and played a lot of football together. Had a lot of success together on the field, on the same offense, obviously. And then to kind of see him, have success in the NFL has been so fun to see, and then now to be a teammate is pretty cool. And excited for his opportunity to help this football team. And I think the thing about him is I think he maybe gets labeled as this hard-nosed run blocking guy in the NFL, but the thing people probably don't know about him is he's kind of a freak athlete. In college, he was like a 2-sport athlete, national champion, shot putter. And I remember him, playing left tackle and being probably one of the most athletic guys. I think that's what's helped him in this league is he can kind of play all over the place on the offensive line, be very versatile, and kind of do whatever he's asked to be done. So he'll definitely help us from a lot of different perspectives.
Adam, Dalvin was talking with us about changing his number to 4, and he said that mentally he feels better wearing 4. I guess just from teammates' perspective, what's it like to see him kind of get into that number change that he's been wanting to do?
Yeah, I like him at number 4 too. So it'll be good to see him flying around with that number on, and I'm sure it'll be the same old Dalvin. He's a special football player, special person, special teammate. And it's always fun. It's always fun to get around the guys again. And he's one of those guys that it was so good to see him again after not seeing him for a few months, to be able to catch up. And you just when you get back in the building, you just remember how great of a group we have on the field, off the field, and excited to go to work with them.
Do you guys find yourself training any differently going into year 10 than you would have, back when you started?
Not really. I kind of leave that up to my trainer, Ryan Engelbert out of ETS, and I've been with him since my first year in the NFL. So going on 10 years with him, and he does switch things up. We're trying to lean out a little bit more this year. Probably feeling the lightest I've ever felt, and there's probably a reason behind that. But yeah, I'm excited about the way I feel coming off an injury. Coming off of surgery, I feel great. I'm excited to get back in here and just compete again and play football.
And a big change is that
in an offense that has more feel to it, more player friendly. How does that fit Kirk and you guys, the receiver?
Yeah, I don't want to talk too much about that because at the end of the day, I'm just a wide receiver. But I will say this: I think Kirk feels super comfortable with this coaching staff, with this offense. From the little bit I've talked to him about it. I think it just allows him to just kind of trust what we're doing. It's a very detailed offense for him to just kind of be able to trust and know where we're going to be when we're going to be there. And then for us as receivers to just go and understand that, hey, you just got to go win. And there's going to be certain ways that we line guys up and move guys around and do some certain things. But at the same time, we're going to be in the right place at the right time. And I think for Kirk, that's huge. For any quarterback, that's huge. Just to trust guys where they're going to be when they're going to be there. There's not a lot of indecision of oh, is he going to break yet? Is he not going to break yet? And then just going playing ball. And I think the positivity, the energy in the building allows us to just go be able to play free and know that, hey, there's going to be mistakes. That's fine. But let's just keep getting better, keep grinding, and keep holding each other accountable.
So there's time for two more? So there's like more post-snap reads where you guys gotta be reading the same things. How much did you do that last year?
Yeah, that's a great question. Honestly, I don't know a whole lot of it. We're just so early on in the install period of our offense. So I'm not sure about that, but I think there is going to be a little bit more of kind of just a couple different reads depending on the coverage, and then maybe more flexibility for Kirk to make different calls at the line of scrimmage depending on what coverage we're getting, things like that. So I think there's a little bit more freedom in his hands to just kind of to really get us in the best position to have success. And that's what you got to do on offense in this league. You got to try to find an advantage somehow. Teams are really good, and there's great players in this league, and teams are going to come after you and get to the quarterback quickly. So when you can find an advantage, you got to take advantage of that. And I think Kirk's going to have the ability to do that this year.
How big a change is it not to have the COVID restrictions you guys have had the past couple of years? And how much are you looking forward to seeing us in the locker room?
Yeah. Well, I look forward to seeing you guys right here. Seeing your faces and things like that. It's so much better. Just to have that connection. To be able to see people, to talk to people, see their energy. In the building, it felt a little awkward, honestly, when you first got in here. Just there's no arrows on the floor saying you got to follow this way, or it was really weird. But excited to just be able to be around my teammates and have fun and just enjoy coming to work every day.
Adam, a lot has been said about obviously your head coach is an offensive-minded guy, but he's also a former quarterback and knows the relationship between a quarterback and a wide receiver. Does that mean anything to you, knowing that he kind of gets that relationship specifically?
I think so. I think that's big in a lot of ways. I think it's big for Kirk because he gets to see it from the same perspective. I think it's big for us because he understands that it's not easy to win in this league, and he understands the difficulties in certain areas. I think he understands how you have to do things to get open and how to do it on time and how to make things look the same. I think it's very important for an offense to do a lot of things that look very similar but are different. And I think that's one thing that he's, even the first couple of days, that he's really kind of hammered on is that we're going to make a lot of things look the same, but we're going to do a lot of things off of that, which as a receiver is exciting because you can make things look the same. You can kind of play a game within a game, which is a lot of fun. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.